Welcome to Live, Laugh, Talk. I'm your host, James Graham, and it's a privilege to be in your ear. In this episode, we will begin with the topic entitled Dress How You Wish to Be Addressed. Then we will transition to our segment, How Did We Get Here? Followed by our hobbies and special interest section, and then conclude with our sunflower message. If you have something on your mind, maybe an idea you'd like to discuss, please email us at admin@livelaughtalk.com. That's admin@livelaughtalk.com. In addition, if you're listening on Spotify, you can add a voice memo as well as comments and participate in our poll. Also, wherever it is that you listen to the podcast, please follow us so that you are notified of the new episodes when they're released. The topic that we will begin with is entitled, Dress How You Wish to Be Addressed. One day I was sitting at work and a coworker walked over to me, complimented me on my style of clothing, and then she said to me, "You dress how you wish to be addressed." I sat back and I thought about that. What a beautiful way to put it. Dress how you wish to be addressed. Well, how is it that I wish to be addressed? Well, me, I do make fashion statements, but my ultimate goal is for someone to look at me, see that I have style, but the style that I have works with my corporate environment. And in addition to that, I wish to be addressed as sir. I don't want to be your boy, homie, none of that kind of thing. So I wish to be addressed in a certain way. So I dress in a certain way. Well, that expression goes back some time. Dress how you wish to be addressed is a popular saying that emphasizes the idea that the way you present yourself through your clothing and appearance can influence how others perceive and interact with you. It suggests that dressing in a certain manner can help you convey the image or identity that you want others to associate with you. So choosing your attire thoughtfully can make a difference in how people address you and the impression you make on them. Certainly, the saying, dress how you wish to be addressed, encourages individuals to consider the image and message that they want the world to see through their clothing choices. When you dress in a manner that reflects the way you want to be perceived, it can have several benefits. Of those, it can give a first impression. See, we never have a chance, a second chance, that is, to make a first impression. So your clothing is one of the first things people notice about you. Dressing appropriately for a situation or in a way that aligns with your goals can help create a positive first impression. And don't we all want that? That's how we get our foot in the door, with that first impression. Also, it builds your confidence. Yes, when you feel good in what you're wearing, it can boost your confidence, which can in turn influence how you carry yourself and interact with others. It brings about respect. Yes, dressing professionally or according to the expectations of a specific setting can command respect from others and show that you take the situation seriously. Your clothing can be a form of personal branding. It can convey your values, interests, and personality, helping you to attract like minded individuals or opportunities. Dressing appropriately for various situations can help you adapt to different environments and cultures, making it easier to connect with a diverse range of people. However, it's essential to remember that the saying doesn't imply that you should conform to others' expectations at the expense of your authenticity. No, it's about making conscious choices in your appearance that align with your goals and your self expression. Whether that means dressing professionally for a job interview, confidently for a public speaking engagement, or in a way that reflects your personal style. Ultimately, it's about using your clothing to help shape the way you are perceived and addressed by the world. Certainly, there are points that we want to consider when it comes to the idea of dressing how we wish to be addressed. And of those is cultural awareness. Dressing in a manner that's respectful of the cultural norms and expectations of a particular region or group can help you to build bridges and avoid unintentional misunderstandings or offense. Kind of like when we see individuals go to Texas, all of a sudden they wearing a cowboy hat and boots. Well, that's being aware of your environment. Kind of like when in Rome, do as the Romans. Clothing also is a form of nonverbal communication. It can convey messages about your personality, values, even your mood. For example, if you're like me and you like wearing bright, cheerful colors, well, it can signal a positive attitude. And everyone likes positivity. Your clothing is also an avenue for self expression. It allows you to showcase your individuality and creativity, and you can use your fashion to tell your story or express your unique identity. Consider your goals in a given context. If your aim is to be taken seriously in a professional setting, dressing in a professional manner can help. If you want to stand out as a creative thinker, your clothing choices can also reflect that. Yes, we have to be adaptable because the way we dress can be versatile. You can adopt your style or even adapt your style to fit different occasions. Those occasions could be from formal events to casual outings. The versatility allows you to navigate various social and professional situations effectively. Remember that dress how you wish to be addressed is a guideline. It's not a strict rule. It's about leveraging the power of clothing to help you achieve your goals, to make a positive impact, and to feel confident in how you present yourself to the world. Ultimately, the key is to be true to yourself while being mindful of the impressions that you want to create. There are a few considerations that we want to mention as well as we talk about dressing how we wish to be dressed. Paying attention to the details of your outfit, such as grooming, accessories, and footwear, can enhance the overall impression that you make. Well chosen details can elevate your look. Being mindful of your clothing choices can also extend to considering the environmental impact of the fashion industry. Sustainable and ethical fashion choices can align with your values and influence how you are perceived as someone who cares about the planet. So that might include not wearing certain things that could offend. Some groups, like PETA, they're offended by using real animals, leather, furs. So you might want to be mindful of that when you go to wherever you're going because there may be individuals who adopt such ideas themselves. Your style can also evolve over time as you grow and change. It's important to adapt your clothing choices to reflect your evolving self, ensuring that your outward appearance remains aligned with your inner self. Dressing in a way that makes you feel good and confident can affect your self esteem, also your interactions with others. We want to also be appropriate for the occasion. You want to be respectful to the host or the organizer. It shows that you've made an effort to honor the event's significance and expectations. In summary, the saying, dress how you wish to be addressed, underscores the idea that clothing can be a powerful tool for shaping how you are perceived and how you interact with the world. It's about being intentional with your choices and recognizing that your appearance is a form of communication. By aligning your clothing choices with your goals, values, and the expectations of various situations, you can create a more favorable and authentic image of yourself. So let's all be sure to dress how we wish to be addressed. This segment is actually a question. Black history, where is it? The lack of comprehensive Black history in mainstream education, media, and cultural representation is a complex issue with historical roots. Several factors contribute to this. There's historical suppression. You see, throughout history, Black contributions and achievements were often omitted or downplayed, contributing to the erasure of Black history. The historical narrative has been dominated by a Eurocentric perspective. There's systemic racism. Yes, racial bias and systemic racism have limited opportunities for Black individuals to access education and positions of influence, making it harder for their stories to be heard and celebrated. Many educational systems have not adequately included Black history in their curricula. We see now certain states trying to remove Black history altogether. Not only will there not be a Black History Month, but there won't be any Black history education at all. The lack of representation means that generations may grow up with limited exposure to their history. Media and popular culture have often perpetuated negative stereotypes of Black people, which further marginalizes their history and contributions. Economic disparities have hindered the preservation and celebration of Black historical sites and institutions, making it harder to pass on this history. Biases and ignorance about Black history can perpetuate misconceptions and stereotypes, further diminishing its visibility. And I'm so sorry that I'm suffering with laryngitis. Please bear with me. And hopefully, the message that we're bringing about is powerful enough to overlook the lack of voice. Efforts to address the issue of the lack of Black history includes advocating for more comprehensive and inclusive education, supporting Black-owned media and cultural institutions, and promoting the celebration and recognition of Black history throughout the year, not just during February, which is Black History Month. It's essential to recognize that Black history is an integral part of world history and should be celebrated and acknowledged accordingly. Some of the aspects to consider regarding the lack of comprehensive Black history includes the lack of access to historical records. Black history often lacks the same level of documentation and historical records as other histories, which makes it a lot more challenging to piece together the full narrative. This is due, in part, to the historical marginalization of Black communities. In addition, it's hard, especially in this country, to name many of the things that black people even invented. Well, why? Because at one time in this country, black people were considered property. So think about your dog or your couch or your kitchen table. That is what a black person was, a piece of property. So, as we know, your dog or your kitchen table or your sofa cannot own other property. Your sofa can't own the house and title it, for instance. That has to be a human being. Black people were considered human beings. So, of the many inventions, they weren't allowed to have patents. So now we've gone back. There's been corporations that go back and say, okay, this person invented this, or this person invented that. And we're going to have another segment about the many inventions that have been overlooked because black people couldn't get a patent. What had to happen was their white counterparts, not peers, because of course they were property, but it could have been the slave master or someone in the slave master's family who got the patent in their name. So all of a sudden, here's an invention, but it wasn't that individual that got the credit. It wasn't that individual who got the money. All of that went to the slave master. So it's hard to have historical records when we don't even have accurate records because we don't have where any of these things that we know as a fact were invented by black people to have patents at the time only came out later on, and those patents were given appropriately to those families. There's also selective narratives. What we mean by that is that history has often been written by those in power, resulting in selective narratives that emphasize certain perspectives and downplay others. Black history challenges these established narratives, which can be uncomfortable for some. The pushback against including Black history in curricula or acknowledging its importance can come from political and social factors. Resistance to change and a fear of disrupting the status quo can hinder progress, and it has hindered progress. Educational institutions and mainstream media often struggle to address issues of racial bias and representation, leading to a lack of comprehensive Black history. And it's essential to recognize that Black history is not limited to a single country or region. The African diaspora and Black contributions to various parts of the world should be part of the overall conversation of the world as we know it. Efforts to address the lack of Black history involve promoting diversity and inclusion in all aspects of society, ensuring that educational curricula are more representative. I know growing up, we knew of George Washington Carver and the peanut, but little less was told, little more, I should say, was told other than that. There should be encouraging storytelling and representation that accurately reflects the rich and diverse history of Black people. Additionally, it's crucial for individuals to educate themselves about Black history and to support organizations and initiatives that work to fill this historical gap. Black history is not a monolithic entity. It intersects with various aspects of identity, including gender, sexuality, class, and more. Recognizing and celebrating these intersections can provide a more nuanced and accurate understanding of Black history. Individuals have the power to educate themselves about their history and contribute to its recognition and preservation. Self directed learning, reading, and supporting Black authors and historians can be impactful. Acknowledging the global impact of Black history is vital, from the contributions of Black leaders in various fields to influence of African culture on art, music, and literature worldwide. Yes, this history is a fundamental part of human history. The fight for the inclusion and recognition of Black history is ongoing. Advocacy groups, activists, educators, and allies continue to work toward equitable representation and education. And as mentioned, diversity should be celebrated. There should be an inclusion of a multitude of experiences, backgrounds, and perspectives, and all should be celebrated. In summary, addressing the lack of comprehensive Black history involves a multifaceted approach that encompasses education, media representation, individual initiatives, and systemic changes. Recognizing the significance of our history is an integral part of the broader human story, and it's a step further toward a more inclusive and equitable society. But by the fact that we have very little of it, very little Black history is taught, very little leaders are fighting for this diversity. We have to ask ourselves, how did we get here? Shopping can indeed be a hobby for many people, and it serves different purposes and interests. Some people find joy and relaxation in shopping. They call it retail therapy. It can be a way to de stress and boost mood. Those interested in fashion often make a shopping hobby. They enjoy exploring new trends, styling outfits, and expressing themselves through clothing. People who collect items like stamps, coins, figurines, or antiques consider shopping as a hobby as well, as they hunt for rare or unique pieces to add to their collections. Shopping for home decor, furniture, and DIY supplies can be a hobby as well for those passionate about interior design and home improvement. Technology enthusiasts often enjoy researching, comparing, and purchasing the latest gadgets and devices. For some, shopping serves as a way to explore new products, stores, and experiences, making it a form of entertainment. While shopping can be a fun and fulfilling hobby, it's essential to balance it with financial responsibility and to ensure that it doesn't lead to overspending or clutter. Additionally, sustainable and ethical shopping practices are becoming more important with a focus on mindful consumption and supporting responsible brands. When it comes to shopping as a hobby, we can rest assured that we won't be alone. Yes, shopping can be a social hobby where friends or family members go together, making it an opportunity to bond, share opinions, and have quality time. Some people particularly enjoy shopping during specific seasons or for special occasions like holidays, birthdays, or back to school events. There's also Black Friday, which will begin this month, in which people will literally lose their minds. Some people particularly enjoy uh, e commerce. Yes, e commerce has transformed shopping into a digital hobby where folks can explore a wide variety of products and brands from the comfort of their home. For many, shopping is not just about buying things, but also about finding deals. Well, that's me. I look for the deal. No matter what it is, I'm trying to find it at its absolute lowest price, using coupons and budgeting effectively. This aspect can turn shopping into a strategic and money saving hobby. I know a comedian who once said that he no longer could afford for his wife to go shopping and save him money. She would come home and say, "Honey, this is how much we saved." Yet she was still spending money. So he said he couldn't afford to save any money with her anymore, which I thought that was hilarious. Some individuals who enjoy shopping also like to share their experiences by writing reviews, creating unboxing videos, or recommending products to others, contributing to the online shopping community, and also contributing to their bottom line because they begin to get viewers on social media. And if they get to a certain number, they get paid. It can also intersect with other hobbies, such as gardening, cooking, or fitness. Yes, because people often shop for supplies and tools related to their interests. It's important to approach shopping as a hobby mindfully. As mentioned before, we want to be aware of our spending habits, set a budget, and understand the environmental and ethical impact of our purchases. All of this can help ensure that shopping remains an enjoyable and responsible pastime. Our sunflower message is to embrace the day with a smile. Let your positivity shine. Each moment is a chance for something new. Believe in yourself. Believe in your potential. Every new day is a fresh opportunity to chase your dreams and make them a reality. Make the most of it and spread joy to those around you. Have a wonderful day. On Cash App at $Live Laugh Talk, on Twitter at Live Laugh Talker, and on any platform, you can press the button to donate and support the podcast. Any and everything that you donate is appreciated and used only for the podcast. Yes, the money that you're contributing helps to pay for the microphones, sound card, the studio. In addition to that, it also helps us in the way of moving forward as we're coming up with new ideas. And we're working on having video coming to you shortly. Remember to rate us the highest that you can on your podcast platform. Tell your friends about us. We need others to listen. And that's one way you can contribute to the podcast. And also, remember to go to Etsy and search "How Did We Get Here" for your merchandise. There you will find new things. Yes, we already had our tote bags, our t-shirts, and also we had cups to come along, our coffee mugs. But now we've got even more goodies. If you get on there now, you're going to be absolutely surprised at the quality of the things coming. So much more. We've got hats, ties. I love the ties. Socks. And even tumblers. So Live Laugh Talk is growing. You can get your merchandise and you can carry it with you and carry us, this show, with you as well. As people will ask, what is that about? Then you can tell them. You could be that person. It's always that one person who knows the Help podcast. This is James and George's baby boy signing off. And as you know, I can't wait to talk with you again soon.